to create interactive Google Slides for your classroom. I'm going to go ahead and create assignment, create slides. I'm going to kind of work backwards for a second. So just to show you guys. So I created this slide. And the thing with interactive slides is that for these to work, you need moving parts and non-moving parts. So in order to do a non-moving part, for example, I made a checklist, but I had to start in regular PowerPoint. So in regular PowerPoint, I made this checklist. It's all movable. I can touch it all. It won't work as an interactive if you use it like this, right? So I have to save this checklist, right? I have to actually export it. I have to export it as an image, right? So it could be a JPEG, a PNG, any of those sort of images. So I'm only going to do the current slide, which is all I have anyway. And it's going to save on my desktop, right, as a JPEG right out here, okay? So I'm going to go back into my Google Slides presentation for my students. I'm going to just delete everything here. I'm going to use a background, okay? Theme won't work, but background does. So you go background, choose image, creative writing checklist, and there we have it. So now when I touch this, nothing happens, which is exactly what we want. So the directions here say write your name in the box, which they will. Drag the check marks below to each before submitting your writing. So write your name in the box. What you do is you insert a text box and you just align it. And so when the kids write their name, and you can do all sorts of things. I think that's a pretty good size. So when they write their name, it'll go right on the line. You can also outline this box. I forget how to do that. Sorry. Oh, there we go. So here's the outline area. And now the box is there. So when they do write their name, they have a box. Okay, anyway, so drag the check marks below each before submitting your writing. So for this example, it is a writing checklist. I'm going to look up check mark with transparent background. And you'll see why in a moment. And this one is transparent. So when it does that, it has that gray screen with the boxes. That means it's actually transparent. I'm going to copy that, go back into my presentation, paste it here, size it, right? So I want the kids to be able to move the check mark to each one, right, as they go. So I think that's a pretty good size, right? So I have 5 boxes here. I need 5 check marks. So I'm going to just copy, Command C for copy, or you can right click it as well. Copy, right? And then you paste, okay? So I do that. And now when the student goes back in, and I assign this here, you have to make a copy for your student, of course. Creative writing checklist. Right. So here are the directions. This is what the student will see. They'll have their own when they open it up. They'll type their name, and they're able to move these check marks here. So this is the way to make things interactive. With the dollar up method, the one that I had done, I had the dollar bills on this side, and they had to move the correct amount to the opposite side. But the only way that works is if the images behind that don't move. So the images above do move, like the check marks. The images behind, I can't touch. Okay? That's how you create a interactive Google Slide assignment for your students.